Hello students, this is your refresher video on how to properly format a Word document for MLA. This is only for Word documents. There's a separate video for Google Docs, although I would remind you that if you are using Google Docs, it is very important that before you submit the document online, you download that Google document as a Word document, save it, and submit it only as a Word document. Sometimes it's difficult for me to access Google Documents, and if I can't access it, then I just won't be able to grade it. So again, this is for Word documents. There's a separate video for Google Documents that you can watch. First thing we need to do is when we get our new document pulled up, the very first thing I want you to do is save that document somewhere where you have easy access to it, and so it's already saved and you don't lose your work. Come over here to the File tab and click File. My computer's going a little slow today. So click File, and then you're going to want to click Save As. Now, I always recommend that you save things to your desktop. That's where I can find things the easiest. And so that's where I recommend that you save it to. But if you don't have that option, you could also save it to a thumb drive or somewhere else like that. Here's how I would like for you to save your documents, please. Your first initial, your full last name, an underscore, and then the title of the document. So for instance, we'll put Who Am I? Draft 1, or whatever essay, whatever draft it is, and then just click Save It. Now your document is saved. If you do happen to lose power or something like that, it won't be totally lost. Next thing we need to do is set our font. So you want to select Times New Roman 12 point. Remember, on all MLA documents, they must be Times New Roman 12 point. There's no other acceptable font or size for MLA. The next thing we need to do is set spacing. So come over here to the paragraph area, click this button right here. This window opens up. You want to make sure that it's set at double space. And then this next part is really very important. This part right here where it says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, you must click that box. That box must have a check in it. Otherwise, it's going to add extra space every single time you hit the enter button, and your spacing is going to be incorrect. So be sure that you select double and don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Click OK. Now your spacing is set. Next thing you need to do is insert a page number. Again, this is very important for MLA documents because every single page, including page 1, must have a page number in an MLA document. Click on the Insert tab, come to Page Number, click that, top of page, and then choose the one that's at the top right. It's plain number 3, top right. Now you'll see a header opens up. The next thing you need to do is change the font in the header. Be sure that you change the font in the header to Times New Roman 12 point, even in the header. And then all you need to do is type your last name and hit the space bar, and that's it. And then you can close. And that makes a page number at the top of every single page of your document. Next up, we need to do the heading. Your heading for this, for MLA, should be your full name. Hit enter. The class, so in this case it would be English 1301, and then whatever your section is, put your proper section number. Professor Walker. And then the date. The date should be the day of the week. I'm sorry, the day of the month, and then the month, and then the year. The month is the date is very important that you format it correctly. Do not abbreviate. Do not abbreviate the month name, and also don't use only numbers. It must be the day of the month, and then the year. Then hit enter. Next thing will be your title. All MLA documents must have a unique title. And by unique title, I don't mean the name of the assignment. So for instance, Who Am I is not going to be the title of your Who Am I essay. You need to come up with some unique title, like, you know, I don't know. Once upon a time, I wrote a personal narrative for a class that I was taking, and the title was "Not Dying was Easy, Surviving." Well, I can't type today. Surviving was the hard part. So that would be the title of my essay. Hit enter. Now you want to come back over to the left. Left margin, always left margin. And by the way, let me say a word about margins here really quickly. Now, when you open a new Word document, the margins are set correctly for MLA. They're set, standard margins are 1 inch on all sides. You don't need to change that. In fact, you should not change it. But if you happen to open your Word document and you realize that your cursor is way over here on the side or somewhere like that, then you need to check the margins. To check the margins, you'd go to Page Layout and then Margins, and then Normal is 1 inch on all sides. Okay, so now you've done your title, hit enter. Now, before you start typing, you need to remember to indent each paragraph. Indent each paragraph. Hit the Tab key one time and begin typing. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their countries. We don't know who really said this. Now I'm going to stop here because I want you to see. I just wanted you to see that I did not need to hit enter at the end of the line. The word processor, the Word program will automatically go to the next line, and that you just keep on typing. And everything, just another word about spacing really quickly, everything must be double spaced. Everything must be double spaced. Let's talk about the works cited page really quick. So let's say that you've typed and you're at the end of your document, and we'll come down here to the very end. This is the end. Oops. Let me do this. This is the end of my paper. Of course, you don't want to end your paper that way. Now, here's what you can do. If it's not the bottom of the page, what you need to do is insert a page break. So click on the Insert tab, Page Break. Now go back to the Home tab. Remember, the title of your Works Cited page is just Works Cited. Hit Enter. Go back to the left margin. Now, this next part is really important. You need to set a hanging indent. A hanging indent, because remember, on the Works Cited page, the first line of the citation is not indented. The second line of the citation is indented. This is different than the paragraph. In fact, it's opposite from the paragraph. In paragraphs, the first line is indented, the second lines are not. On the Works Cited page, on the citations, the first line is not indented, the second line is. So to set a hanging indent, you want to bring your mouse up here to the ruler bar, and you want to move your mouse up here to this little arrow so that it says hanging indent. So you can see that little note there. It says hanging indent. When you see hanging indent, pull that arrow all the way to the ½ inch mark. Now what that does is that allows you to do a successful or a properly formatted citation. So I'm just going to type a citation here really quickly. We'll get into specifics on how to do citations later in the semester. We'll review that again, but I'm just going to show you this now. So you would do the author's name first. Oops. And then the title of the book. Yeah, this book is not going to have a long enough citation to show you the hanging indent. Let me hold on. I'm going to find a book really quick that will have a long enough title to do the hanging indent. Hold on just a second. I'm just looking in my library here to find a book really quick. Okay, here's one. Here's one that'll work. Okay, so Huff, Richard. Oops. Well, sorry guys, can't type. Captain, oops, italicize, Captain James Cook, biography, and then the publication information is going to be well, actually, this one's not going to be long enough either. Well, anyway, I'll finish this just so you can see. This would be 1994. Okay. Anyway, so if it was long enough, if your citation was long enough, when you get to the end of the line over here, and it jumps down to the second line, okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to show you how this hanging indent works. I'm just going to type some letters here. Okay, so now you can see that when you type far enough, it jumps down to the second line, and there's that hanging indent. That's why you want to do the hanging indent up here, so that you don't have to worry about it when you do it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how to do that. So that's how to do the works cited. Again, you'll notice on the works cited page, everything is double spaced. Everything should always be double spaced on an MLA document. All right, guys, that's it. That's just your brief introduction on how to do, how to properly set up a page for MLA formatting. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Thanks. See you later. Bye.